Hey everyone. This has easily been the most personal, vulnerable message I've ever shared. The last week or so of shorts that I've been posting have been therapeutic in some ways, but they've been really hard to relive in other ways. I have battled against my body my entire life, I've realized, in one aspect or another. Right now I'm 52. I'm menopausal. I am 5'1", and I love food. I love to bake. I love to cook. So this whole journey hasn't been a weight loss success story. That's not how it's been intended. It's been intended as a health victory. If you're feeling discouraged or beat down or frustrated, all of the above, I hope this helps you understand that you're not alone. There's so many people like me, like you, who feel the same way. Growing up on a farm as a tomboy meant I was always active, but when my dad was only 49, he died suddenly of a massive heart attack. And of course that changed everything for us. I couldn't be like my older siblings who kind of got to just dabble in a little bit of everything to figure out what they wanted to find their passion in. I had to make a choice. I had to choose something. And being so short, born deaf in my left ear, so I have some balance issues. I never really figured I'd be much of an athlete, even though I love sports. So I chose choir as my extracurricular. Financially, things were tight after Dad passed. We never had extras. I remember for my birthdays, Mom would bring home a can of pop or soda, and we'd split it, and that was a huge treat. It was just, it just wasn't accessible. I never went hungry. Don't get me wrong. I never went hungry, but we just didn't have any extras. I never, other than McDonald's, maybe twice a year, I never had fast food until college. I didn't know what Taco Bell was. It's just insane at how I grew up. And then once I was in college, I found me that Taco Bell, and let me tell you what, I liked it a lot. But I was still really active, and not because I was exercising or working out, but because I was working 3 part-time jobs to get me through school. So, things were still just tight. And then when I got married at the age of 23, I was a size 0. I didn't even weigh 100 pounds still. I was just really frail, tiny. And 6 months later, I was in a really bad car accident. And it left me immobile. I had braces. I had to wear braces. I had several surgeries. I was down and out physically and mentally for quite a while. It changed my self-confidence, I hated my scars. I hated my body shape changed, not just my weight. I gained weight, but then my shape changed too because I was sedentary. And then I joined the working world where I sat 8 to 10 hours a day and became more sedentary. But I still had youth on my side. But once I became a mom, that's when my weight just became a constant battle. I don't remember a time from then on that I haven't been fighting my weight. And as I've gone through this process to make these videos, I finally recognize like the psychology behind it, right? I went from the kid who never had anything extra to having a good career and having money for extras and indulging in extras and taking comfort in extras. But when I looked in the mirror, I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like how I felt. I tried everything. I tried. I tried it all, you guys. I tried Weight Watchers. I tried Optavia, whatever. I tried extreme dieting. I tried intermittent fasting. I tried laxatives. I tried everything, but the thing that gets results, right? I did try exercising, but then I'd go so hard, so extreme that I couldn't. It was unsustainable, just like all the diets. So my body, frankly, it became my enemy. And you know how it goes, right? I blinked, and all of a sudden I'm in my 40s and still fighting. And I found myself in an abusive marriage where my weight was constantly criticized, which led me to only hating myself more and thinking I deserved to be treated the way I was treated. I was able to get out of that. My new husband is supportive and wonderful, and loves me for who I am. But, the damage was done. I felt a certain way about myself, regardless of what he told me and what he showed me. And the worst part is, I have a daughter now who saw those things and suffers from an eating disorder. I carry that burden with me every day. Time to regroup. Time out. Time to regroup here. I need to get my shit together. Okay, I'm back. Oh, woo! This is tough. So, I blinked again and I was 50. And let me tell you, when your dad dies at the age of 49 and you hit an age that he never saw, I'm just more sensitive about my mortality. I'm more sensitive about my health probably than most people my age. So I went to the doctor. And I mean, I knew I was overweight, right? But I felt fine. And so when I found out my blood pressure was high, my cholesterol was high, and I was pre-diabetic, that was really like fear kicked in, right? Fear is a common motivator for people to make a change, and it worked. I also don't want to take pills. I understand sometimes medicine is needed, but I basically begged my doctor to give me some time to lose some weight to see if that would keep me from taking a daily medication. I just needed the kick in the ass, honestly, to get started, and so I did. I was also raised by a mom who was very sedentary. I think her motto might be, the less I need to move, the better. And that has led to a very a tough elderly life for her. She is an invalid, and does not enjoy, she doesn't have a good quality of life because she can't enjoy anything because it's hard for her to move. It's hard for her to breathe. So that's been tough to see too. And that's been a turning point for me too, not wanting to become a burden to anyone and to be able to enjoy a high quality of life as I get older. This time I knew I needed to take it slow. I knew I needed to do the things, right? The eat less, move more. I knew I needed to do all the sustainable things because extremes don't work. So I started small. I mentioned this on a short earlier, but I heard a podcast. I feel like it was Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt. But they said if you can't do it forever, just don't do it, because if you can't do it forever, it's unsustainable. You're not going to stick with it. You're going to end up yo-yo dieting or yo-yo exercising. So I started at 5,000 steps a day. I knew the first step was the first step. I knew that calorie deficit is really the main thing to get my protein to stay fuller longer. But I refused to ban foods because in the past I'd done that, and then I ended up, binging. I refused to blame menopause or use that as an excuse, because once again, there's some amazing ladies out there who were going through it with me, and you see these ladies much older than me, working through it and getting it done. So I had no excuse. And so the key was I just stayed consistent, you guys. I didn't do anything. I did the boring basic shit, right? I stayed consistent and got it done. And I went to the doctor and everything was normal. I did it. I was down 40 pounds. But then when I looked in the mirror, guess what? I was just a smaller version of the old me because I didn't strength train. And that's my one regret, but I can't beat myself up too much. I did what I could do at that time. I did what I was capable of doing, and so I just can't be too hard on myself. I don't know if I would have done the strength training also if I would have given up, or if it would have been too much for me. I don't know. It's silly to second guess it, but that's one thing I did add, and my actual shape has changed. I'm happy with the way my shape is becoming. I'm stronger. I look stronger and I am stronger. So that's a great feeling. I still have about 15 pounds to lose, realistically, as far as, what's healthy. But again, I'm not going to beat myself up over it if it doesn't happen. I feel really good every day when I wake up. I tell myself that I handled what I could as I could when I could. I've also realized how important non-scale victories are, right? I am 52 and I'm the strongest I've ever been. I can carry around my 3-year-old grandson easier than I could carry him around when he was 9 months old. I was able to carry our Christmas decorations up and down the stairs with ease this year, and I was not able to do that previously. My adult life, I'm stronger than I ever was before. So the bottom line is, guys, it's never too late to start. Consistency matters. Loving yourself matters. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Knowing that I am doing all the things to live a longer, healthier, quality life is so important to me. And hey, as someone who lost her dad young, I know tomorrow's not guaranteed, right? I know that I could do all these right things and genetics just takes over, and God forbid I'm gone tomorrow. But I do know, and I do find comfort, I should say, in knowing that if that happens, my grandkids and my kids can say, hey, she tried. She put forth her best effort to stay here on earth with us as long as she could. And while she was here, we had a great time. She was able-bodied. She was fun. She was moving. She was active and full of life. And so that means the world to me. So it's kind of fun to say that I'm proud of myself and I'm not done. I'll never be done because this is a lifestyle. So whatever your kick in the pants is, go for it. Just get it done, guys. Just be consistent. Just start. Start small, stay consistent, and you will lead up to things you never thought you were capable of. You're worth it. Love yourself and take care. Thank you so much for listening to me through this. I wasn't expecting to get emotional like I did, but I'm really glad I shared this journey with you. Make it a great life.